What's up, everybody? Big Swede here once again. Thanks for joining me. As you can tell, again, we're talking Mandalorian. This time we actually have a trailer to watch. Unlike last time where it was just like watching a bunch of music and stuff like that and kind of talking about Mandalorian and how we didn't get a trailer. We have a trailer. And once again, we have our good friend Dave Martin from a Gen X Point of View podcast. What's going on, Dave? Are you here with me? I swear to God, if I don't have audio, I'm going to throw my computer across the room. Stop fucking with me, Dave. This is you doing. I know you're doing this. I know it. You cannot. You got to be kidding me. What in the hell is going on? I swear to God. Every week this happens. I'm talking to somebody just fine. We start the show and their audio dies. I don't know what's going on.
Test.
There you go. See what happened there?
I had to reset the USB audio.
I don't know what's going on with that, man. Oh, nope, you're gone again. You're gone again. You're gone again. What in the hell is going on? I'm gonna boot you. Join back in. That worked last time. Yeah, all right. This is going so well. I swear to God. It's like a running joke now. Like every week. Every week. I'm talking just fine before the show starts. We go live and the guest has no audio. I don't know what's going on. It's kind of laughable at this point. I don't know what's going on. I don't get it. So hopefully y'all can hear me at least. I don't know what's going on. And I don't know. Still waiting for Dave to rejoin. Let's see if this worked. Are you there? At this point, this has to be your computer. It has to be. Oh, I hear something.
Can you hear me?
I hear you now.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Ironically.
What the fuck? I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Can you hear me?
I hear you. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
All right.
When will then be now?
Soon, hopefully.
Are we live?
We are live. We've been live the whole time. And you're gone again. Dude, I'm serious. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Test, test, test.
I have you again.
Okay, I don't hear you.
You don't hear me.
Which is fine. All right, how about now? Test.
I gotcha. Do you
No?
hear me? I hear you. Do you hear me?
Dude, this is amazing.
Fucking technology.
Legit. Like, I don't even know. How about now?
I got you.
Okay.
Do you got me?
I do, but for how long?
Exactly. This is the question.
Wow, that's totally fucking amazing. So I'm gonna keep talking and let's see if it's a time thing. Like, thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah.
However intermittently it may be. What the fuck, man?
I don't.
7 minutes of jerking off.
I'm serious. It's every week. It's like a running joke now. Like,
You think it's the stream?
I
think
don't.
it has something to do? There's got to be something that's changing in order to kick me off.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't either. That's pretty amazeballs though. And for all the shows that I've ever done this way, never had an issue like this at all.
Dude. We use, like I said, like on my like gun channel, we do these streams on StreamYard all the time. Never had issues.
Yeah, very weird.
But when I'm doing this every week, we have issues. Like I said, first week was my fault. Was my fault, but I figured that part out. But then it's you. Every time you're on,
it's amazing.
I don't know.
Maybe I need to update my USB headset.
Maybe
that's what it is.
Or maybe you just need to get a cool fucking setup like I do and like actually have like real microphones and shit going on.
Well, that's why I go to the studio and do the Gen X POV podcast and also the All Things Star Wars podcast, which is more relevant for what we're talking about today.
Yeah, true. See, next time, maybe you just need to go to the studio and do the stream from there.
That's actually not a bad plan, honestly.
Get both you and Jason in there.
There you go. No, Jason will be at the gym. He can't be bothered. Hopefully he's watching right now while he's at the gym because that's what he does.
Yeah.
So what are we doing here besides watching your channel glitch out?
Fucking A. So Mando, we're talking Mando season 2, and let me tell you. Okay, so this trailer dropped what 2-3 days ago now.
Yes, Tuesday.
Yeah. So I almost watched it. And then I was like, no, this would be great for a show. Swede reacts. Like, that's kind of like the whole concept of this thing was to get my reactions in a live setting to something.
Right.
So I was like, I'm going to hold off and not watch this. Meanwhile, everybody and their fucking brother has watched it and is like, oh, God, fucking trailer's great. And
Nick, while I was waiting to come on, I've watched it no less than 5 times.
Yeah.
No less than 5 times. I mean, I've seen it dozens of times now. I have screenshots of the things, and I've been trying though. I've been trying not to post anything about it. And I think everyone else in the channel has been really good about that too.
Yes, nobody's given me anything, which is great. Like, I haven't gotten any spoilers from the trailer yet. But let me tell you, like, this has been like an internal struggle for me. Like, like the cartoons where you got like the angel sitting on one shoulder and you got the devil sitting on the other shoulder. Like, there was a point the other day where I was sitting at my computer and I had YouTube up and like my mouse was hovering over the trailer and these little bitches are fighting on my, like, oh no, save it for the show. No, click it. Don't click it. There you go. Click it, you little fucking bitch. Like I'm having this conversation in my head.
And you know what? You're a better man than I, sir. What? Really, next time something like this happens, you have to do it the day of. You're like, fuck it. I know. I'm usually doing it this, but you flexed anyway.
Yeah.
And we're on a Thursday as opposed to a Friday.
Well, I have too much real life shit going on Friday to do it Friday, so I had to do it Thursday.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and plus the use and abuse guys are coming on Friday too, right?
Yep. Yes.
So. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I couldn't have done it. I would have faked it. I would have faked it for the pod. I would have been like, oh yes, I'm definitely initially reacting to this. Although when we did that stuff for the All Things Star Wars, it was day of. It was like that afternoon.
Yeah.
So we were able to go in it and do live reactions to it. But waiting fucking days, are insane.
All of the other like the big reactions that I've done to movie trailers and stuff, I did day of, but I wasn't doing those live. I was just I was recording my reaction to it and then I would upload it. So, this being a different format, like I didn't want to just like jump straight into it with no lead up to it, even though this was, like, hey, I'm going to do it on Thursday instead of Friday. And then 15 minutes before the show, I send the link out like, hey, we're doing this thing.
And I liked it. We for 10 minutes have been managed to delay you from continuing to watch it. Like, how much can we talk before you actually just say fuck it and start it?
Let's stop talking and actually do this thing. Hopefully, when we press play, like the audio doesn't glitch out again, because that seems to be the way things go.
This is the way.
This is the way, and you'll do it. All right, here we go. Without any further ado, Mandalorian Season 2 official trailer. Thank you, Disney, for dragging us out for so long. As always, great visuals. Got a little engine trouble there.
Show me the one whose safety deemed such destruction. You must reunite it with its own kind.
Where?
This you must determine. The songs of eons past tell of battles between Mandalore the Great and an order of sorcerers called Jedi.
You expect me to search the galaxy and deliver this creature to a race of enemy sorcerers?
This is the way.
You know this is no place for a child. Wherever I go, he goes. So I've heard.
Yes.
This is the way.
Fucking A right it is. Yes.
Was it worth it?
It was that was good. That was. Oh man, dude.
So the question was it worth the wait?
I don't know. I wish I would have watched it earlier. Now I'm torturing myself all this time, but dude, that was good. That was good. It's a little, as per usual, not too much disclosed, but just enough to whet the appetite. But dude, that Baby Yoda seeing the what do they call them, whistling birds?
Or what? Yeah, whatever the hell that thing was.
He's just like, oh shit, I remember this. That's awesome. I love it.
I think it gave us just enough fan service of, all right, you got Mando and the child. So here's the thing. This is the thing for Dave, right? There's some things that are conspicuously absent from this trailer, right? Things like Moff Gideon, the Darksaber.
Yeah.
The child is already back with the Mando, right? So that has to, that's going to play out some sort of way, right? So we have that to look forward to. But I think there was just enough fan service with the child and the Mandalorian to be like, okay, yes, this is the stuff. This is the stuff that we really fucking came here for. And then when you watch it some more, you start picking up these little things. It's like, all right, you gave us a bunch of good visuals. neat stuff with the TIE fighters. You gave us fucking Cara Dune, awesome. You gave us Apollo Creed, cool. they're still around and kicking. But where the fuck is Moff Gideon in all this? Like where that's now I'm like, we got a month, right?
Yeah.
So it comes on. Now it's like, I need this fucking show to come on because I want to know, previously on The Mandalorian, have all this fucking shit happen.
Yeah.
That's what I'm ready for.
Yeah. And, the rumor mills are always, abound when we're talking about things like this. So like, a lot of the rumors leading up to, this character is going to be in it. This character is going to be in it. Like you don't see confirmation of that stuff.
So I was going to see if you were going to bring it up, but so who do you think the Jedi representation was?
I honestly, like, it's hard to say because, the rumors was going to be, Ahsoka Tano, but to me, I don't see Ahsoka Tano there.
I don't either. And so here's the thing. I've screenshotted that and like blown it up and analyzed it and like watched it a bunch of times, like kind of flipped through it just to see. Like, to me, there's not enough familiarity with Ahsoka. Like, even when she has the hood on, the Leku are just still kind of poking out. So, and then the color of the face isn't quite right.
Right.
If it's Rosario Dawson, she has some sort of prosthetic nose because her nose isn't that shape. So I can't go out. What I haven't done is I haven't gone deep into what other people have been talking about The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Just because I can't stand other people. Honestly, they suck so bad. Especially these same people that like from comicbook.com and we got this cover and all this other shit. So I don't know what's real and what to believe.
Yeah.
But by taking this screen and just looking at it and trying to see who is this somebody that we should know. Right, there you go. Now, I mean, maybe like because the hood is a certain shape, but it's not there for me.
Yeah, if you look at like past, obviously like animated, but Clone Wars of Ahsoka with the hood on, like she has like the pointed, Leku at the top, like she's got that kind of almost horn look, which you don't see there. The like you said, the markings on the face aren't there.
But super squared off like 70 style or 80 style shoulder pads, on the cloak.
Yeah.
So it makes you think, what is that covering? I'm looking really hard to try and make this be Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah, I would love it to be Ahsoka Tano, but I don't know.
I really don't. And honestly, can you tell me that that's Rosario Dawson?
I could make it be Rosario Dawson if I think about it enough.
Right.
But
and you just stare at the screenshot long enough, and he's like, well, maybe the eyes, maybe the darkness in the eyes, and the skin tone's just a little bit, you're not really getting it because it's so dark. And yeah, I've run through all this shit because unlike you, I've actually
watched it a bunch of times.
Watched it a whole fuck ton of times to try and get this. But for the build up that was going into this, and like the idea that Ahsoka Tano was going to be in this.
Okay. So
is this enough of a tease?
Kelly chimes in with a maybe.
Okay, but are you going to insert a plot element into the trailer is it to promote this discussion, or is the plot element? This is obviously alluding to a Jedi.
Yes,
whoever it is.
Absolutely, yeah. No questions there. This is a Jedi. I would agree with that statement.
Oh, what if it's the her green?
That's who I was just gonna say. It almost, like, looking at it, it almost looks like Barriss.
Right, Barriss.
Like,
just doesn't have the freckling.
It looks more like Barriss than Ahsoka, but she was, Clone Wars. She got like thrown in jail or whatever, didn't she? Because
but I don't. I mean, anything can happen from that. She's a fucking Jedi. Like, what jail cell is really going to hold her?
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. It just doesn't story wise. It doesn't make sense because she like bombed the temple and was very much against the Jedi. Being
Well, so was Ahsoka at the end.
Yeah, true, but Ahsoka just kind of took the passive approach of just leaving rather than bombing the temple,
Yeah, well,
and then framing another Jedi.
that's fair. I don't know, but this is probably the one part of this. The ship with the initial visuals, and you see the fucking Razor's Edge is been through just an ass ton of combat, like engine failure, like you were saying, and then the ramp is open. I don't think you're supposed to fly with the ramp open in space. I'm pretty sure it's not a good look.
Yep.
Shit's just like hanging off of it. It's just barely able to fly straight towards what looks to me. It looks like the Earth, like that little globe of whatever. Like if you're passing past Jupiter and pulling up to the Earth, that's almost what those visuals look like. I mean, they're so sharp.
I think Kelly has another good point here.
Okay, yeah, you should watch it again.
I think we should do this. But like, dude, like the planet in the foreground there, like that's like so Jupiter looking. Like if you're being like a science and astronomy kind of person, like Jupiter with the clouds and
it looks like a gas giant,
like Earth. It's really close to Jupiter, though.
Yeah, huge tidal surge.
Show me the one whose safety deemed such destruction. You must reunite it with its own kind.
Where?
This you must determine.
Almost look like the Bantha said where.
The songs of Eon's past tell of battles between Mandalore the Great
dude.
and an order of sorcerers called Jedi.
You expect me to search the galaxy and deliver this creature to a race of enemy sorcerers?
Move out of the way, people.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is no place for a child.
Wherever I go, he goes.
So I've heard.
The best fucking scene in the trailer right there.
This is the way.
This is the way. Oh, it's good. It's good. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Let's start again. So the Tatooine reference, I like the Tatooine. Could that be Hoth that they're going to next? Like what path are they following to try and get this, get the child to its own kind? And what does that mean? Like as we're talking about these timelines in Star Wars, for when the series is taking place. I mean, what are the implications of that?
Yeah.
Who are they going to run into? Again, Favreau doing an amazing job at fucking giving us enough fan service to really be engaged that this is a fucking Star Wars joint, but still be able to maintain its own rhythm. And I'm stoked. I'm fucking stoked. Even just watching it for the 50th time, I'm still into it.
So I think I would be, remiss if I didn't at least bring this up. I know how much you love the clickbaity rumor sites, and I posted a story today from one of our absolute favorite websites. We got this covered.
Fucking bunch of goddamn no talent ass clowns.
Now, normally, like I said, I consider the source, take anything they say with a grain of salt, but I have heard similar rumors, if a little bit more vague, not naming people, but saying that behind the scenes in the production of The Mandalorian, there was some drama going on. But from a couple different sources, I've heard this kind of story. So I kind of want to get your take on what you think of the whole Pedro Pascal quitting The Mandalorian halfway through the season recording.
Listen, I'm not going to believe it. And here's why. So not just because of who's reporting it, but can you keep something like that close enough hold? Like if the dude storms off the fucking set because he doesn't agree with how things are going, doesn't end around to Lucasfilm to try and get Favreau and the team back to where he thinks the story is supposed to be. Now you're for a dude whose screen time is equal to about 7 seconds, legitimately. That takes a pair of fucking balls you're pushing around a wheelbarrow to fucking go and say like, oh no, fuck Favreau, fuck Filoni. I'm going around them to sit in front of Kathleen Kennedy or whoever.
Yeah, because I mean, of anybody in this show, he's the easiest one to replace.
Yeah,
you've only really seen his face once, and he was all bloodied and beaten.
There's no way
in the show to replace.
I just don't think that for him. I don't think it'd be a good career move because however difference you have creatively, you're in a fucking Star Wars thing that has potential to be infinite. For this character, and especially how it's going right now. So why on earth would you fucking throw a hand grenade in that just because of what? Did they kill you off? Is that what happened? I mean, I doubt that. I mean, it's the show's called The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So,
like some of it, reading the article, it stemmed from supposedly him saying that he wanted more time with the mask off because it was uncomfortable being in the armor all the time. But I'm like, okay, you signed on to this role knowing what it was. Like, how are you gonna one season in go, you know what? I think I should take the armor off. Like,
but it's still, and it's not like they're filming over a period of 3.5 years and you're wearing a fucking thing every day. I mean, you're only filming for so long. There's key photography and everything else, and then they have stunt doubles for a lot of this shit. I mean, they talked about it in the making of stuff that they did on Disney Plus. So I just don't think contextually it makes sense. That's the first thing. The second thing is I think that's too big. Yeah, Filoni kept the fact that and Favreau kept the child hidden from us. Yeah. Remarkably, beyond all fucking expectations, the fact that they could surprise us with that shows that they can keep secrets. However, a cast member fucking rolling off the fucking set and then not going on the fucon Instagram or Twitter and be like, yeah, fuck those guys. Yeah, they fired me.
I mean, but I will say this. Favreau has proven to be a master secret keeper because they kept Baby Yoda under wraps for all that time. But this is kind of a different situation.
This is not an actor scorned who's going to fucking storm around the set, fucking try all this end around bullshit, do something that's honestly is out of character for what he is, and then go be quiet and go into a corner and just be quiet with his dunce cap on. Yeah. Like, I just don't see that happening. Because he could have very easily just put something out there and you would have had fucking, why is her name escaping me right now? Cara Dune, what's her real name? Oh my God.
Exactly.
Holy shit, it's gone. The fuck? Anyway, Cara Dune, right? Who's on Instagram 3 times a day posting something. You mean to tell me that she wouldn't support her fellow actor if something like that happened, even somewhat cryptically? Yeah. No, she's taking pictures behind fucking shower curtains naked, and putting that online. So I just don't buy it. I just don't.
Yeah, it's a tough sell to say that, this is what, really happened. Now, I'm not saying that there wasn't any kind of drama behind the scenes or, that kind of stuff is bound to happen. You have different opinions on things, but I don't know. It like I said, consider the source, but it was an interesting read. And
See, you find that shit interesting. You enjoy reading that shit. I do not. I have this hard stop. I have a hard pass on that shit. And you just like, just digging around just a little bit. Yeah, we've got the names. Thank you in the chat for reminding us it's Gina Serrano.
Yep.
Yeah,
good work, Jamie.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for pulling that shit up. Did you catch that video I posted?
Jamie.
Yep.
Jamie represented. Yeah, it's pretty fucking funny.
Never met a thing I couldn't pull up.
Yeah, that's what she said. It's funny, I think from what we do, the fact that we don't have a producer means that like you're constantly like having to look at this shit and try and multitask.
You're talking, I'm over here on my second screen doing something else, and then coming back over looking at the chat.
Yeah, you have to be able to do that. It'd be so nice to have a fucking producer. It makes me wonder if they have like, when you're doing your music stuff, how you go out in the ether and be like, hey, who can do this, drum track or do this other stuff. And maybe if there's guys out there that are doing the producer bit as well.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we're going to bring you into the stream and, mute you, your image, because we don't care what you look like. Yeah. We just want you to be able to produce. Like, hey, we're going to call that up, and we want a third screen to pop up and be like, okay, here's what we're talking about. That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Dragon Buddy and Luna Girl are arguing in the chat, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I think they're having a domestic dispute.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Do it.
Yeah. When's this thing supposed to? It's October.
It's the end of the month. Like,
it's the end of the month? All
yeah.
right. So I don't know are you following Star Wars Squadrons at all?
I have, like, I saw the latest, it was a video they put out with like gameplay and stuff like that.
Well, they did a CG like short. It's a TIE pilot, and it's a representation of like one of the end of the battles, like after the Emperor has been killed, and it's basically like they're trying to clean up a little bit and fucking get back into the Star Cruisers and fucking get out of Dodge. And there's some overlap with some of the other storytelling that's going on in like Alphabet Squadron and shit like that. But the CG is fucking amazing. And the idea, I watched the Star Wars show today, like the little short that they do. They posted something today, and they talked about how, I guess, the characters, the TIE pilot's the primary, and he's a TIE Interceptor pilot, and he's one of the people I guess you get to fly with when you're playing through like a solo mode. Like you're basically one of his teammates in that environment. So it makes me excited for the fact that there's some character development and there may be a story to play while I'm flying a fucking TIE fighter. Because I'm proud. You're never going to see me in an X-Wing. Yeah. I mean, I just don't care. Seeing the X-Wing in the fucking Mandalorian was pretty fucking sweet. And draws all kinds of other questions about where the fuck were they going into the Republic that it would have ran into X-Wings. But
yeah. Well, I mean, you had X-Wings in season 1 as well, so.
I forgot about X-Wings in season 1.
Yeah, it was the jailbreak episode.
Oh yeah. I was so focused on Bill Burr in that episode, like just like staring at him like he's doing shit that's totally not fucking. It's not Bill Burr. It's not the Bill Burr I know. So
on Lunar Girl's point here, you are a much more forgiving woman than my wife is, because there's no such thing as a 5 list in my life.
Yeah, no. That's not a real thing.
Yeah, that no. I can't even mention during a show that someone is attractive without getting jealous looks.
Yeah.
I did marry a Mexican, so like
that's your hill and you are going to die on it.
Yes.
I'll be over here like safely in the next state over, and fucking I'll check in on you later, see how that works out.
Them them Hispanic chicks, man, Latinas, they look a little loco.
Is she in the house or?
She's upstairs.
Oh, very good. It's good. I'm waiting. So in my world, from the podcast perspective, this is when shit started flying into the view, like the potatoes and carrots fucking shit that that we're so famous for.
Yeah.
It had a lot to do with the conversation, like a lot like this.
Oh, okay. Context. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
See, I was not a viewer of the show when all that went down.
That's
I
right.
Came in the aftermath when people would just put it in the chat, and I'm like, I wonder what the story is behind that.
Those you have to go to the archived YouTube footage to see that. Peace out, big lovin'.
See you later, brother.
So
She's gonna clock you with a Hoya. See, and yeah, for anyone that's not in the know, my wife is a big fan of plants, and my house is it's like a jungle. If you ever been here, there's
lots of oxygen.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a high oxygen environment for sure.
See, yeah, I wouldn't put it past her to chuck a plant at me or a planter.
Because so you have the wall. Wait, it's over there. No, it's over there. So backwards that way. Uh-oh.
I got an invader into the studio.
Yep.
Mom said that the oil is here for the solar panels.
Okay. Cool. All right.
That's not how I thought that conversation was going to go.
So I guess I'm being summoned. So I guess we'll wrap this one up a little bit early. I just wanted to get on here and get the Mando season 2 trailer watched. I didn't really have much in the way of planning for the show other than I want to watch the dang trailer.
There you go.
So
now you've seen it and you can digest it, and
I can watch it 50,000 more times.
All right, put it on the big screen and watch it. Yeah,
the next one comes out, which I don't know if they'll do another one before the show. We'll see.
I don't know.
Hopefully they'll give us another little tasty morsel before.
It would be nice because we did get a second trailer with the first Mandalorian that came out, and it had a lot of the same stuff if I remember right, but it's had just a couple of little new things in there. I think that's how we did. Isn't that how we got introduced to the IG? I don't remember.
Yeah,
you can't trust my memory for any of this shit. I couldn't remember who Gier Serrano was. So
cool. Yeah. See, she sent him down here to bait me upstairs.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a setup. Like I said, I'll be over here the next state over if you need me.
Raj. All right, man. So any last tidbits or shout outs?
No, just if you're into the podcasting or even YouTube following, you follow Gen X POV. Oh my God, all the noise. Gen X POV on all the social media platforms, and we will be back live for a show on Monday. From what my co-host has been telling me, and we may be doing a short today at some point for talking about some football stuff.
And I hear on Monday you might have a special guest.
So,
or has that changed?
That I think that slid to the right by a week.
Okay.
And it has a lot to do with my co-host schedule.
Okay.
So I was supposed to tell you that, and I forgot.
I'll keep me in the loop. And
Gen X POV. This guy here is not the guy that does the setup and shit. I'm the color guy.
Dave does not make the show happen.
No, Jason definitely makes the show happen. I'm just here to make fun of Jason, and that's pretty much my entire job. So
yeah. So like I said, if you're watching and you find Dave interesting and you want to hear more of his shenanigans, you got the Gen X Point of View podcast, usually on Mondays, recording live on YouTube.
Yep.
You can watch the shenanigans go down, or if you're into the audio podcasts, and all of your audio podcasting outlets, iTunes, Spotify, Google. They're available on all those.
iHeartRadio.
Yeah, from a Gen X point of view.
Yes. And look for us on the YouTube, though, because we need to get our subscriber numbers up. We are still in that new phase that we don't have a URL yet. So congrats to the Escape Pod guys, because they recently met that milestone.
Yeah, they hit it. Yep.
So, yeah, we're looking to do that with the new podcast. So, yeah, find Gen X POV podcast on your on the YouTubes and subscribe, like, share, do all of the things, and you will do it.
Do it, yeah. And then speaking of the Escape Pod boys, the other so I kind of want to give a shout out to some of the other Cantina family. So you got the Escape Pod boys, Don and Brady. They're doing their thing Wednesdays. They do the same thing. They do the YouTube live stream and then also put it out there for the audio podcast. So check them out. They do a lot of different stuff. I think I couldn't watch this last one because they were doing the new Bill and Ted's, and I haven't seen it yet, so I couldn't watch.
I was watching Mulan last night with the wife.
Yeah, you asked about that, and I'm like, I never even saw the original animated one, so I don't know. Just any good?
Crazy. I initially I had issues with it, but it got better. As soon as if you're into the Disney animated stuff and like, oh wow, you love the movie Mulan, this is a different telling of, basically the names are the same, but it's a completely different telling of the story. So if you go into it with something like that mindset, then you'll enjoy it. But if you're going into it thinking, oh, I need Eddie Murphy fucking voicing a dragon and all sort of stuff, you're going to be disappointed.
Cool. And then of course we got our buddy Keith Lehman. He's doing his show on Facebook, right? I think he moved it strictly to Facebook, Layman's Terms.
Correct.
So he was a guest on the show a couple episodes back. So go check him out. And then of course we have Scott coming back with Used and Abused tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Tomorrow evening, I think.
Tomorrow, the reboot. 6:30,
the reboot of the Used and Abused podcast. So, go out there and show some love to all the Cantina family. Everybody, like, more stuff's popping up all the time. Like, and now you got me doing a weekly show. So
that's right. The Cantina umbrella is getting bigger and bigger. And if you don't know what we're talking about with the Cantina, the All Things Star Wars podcast started up a Facebook group exclusive for our podcast listeners. It was called the Sidebar Cantina because we tend to go off on sidebars all the time. And we've continued the Sidebar Cantina even with the new podcast with the Gen X POV. So a lot of us that are kind of in these groups together and are so interactive, it's because of the Cantina. And you can search for the Cantina on Facebook. Ask a couple of questions. You have to have subscribed to the show in some form or fashion, and then you can get in there and see even more shenanigans.
Yeah. So
it's a good outro.
Yeah. Appreciate you jumping on the show again. This is 2 weeks in a row. It's becoming.
No problem. I enjoy it.
Hopefully we can not make a habit of the audio issues, figure out what the hell is wrong there. Know what I got to do. I got to have somebody new on the show to see if they have audio issues too.
Agreed.
Then we'll be able to point the finger squarely at you.
I do.
Nobody else has issues.
It kind of sucks because I realize I have an actual microphone, a decent microphone that I could have tried while we're doing this, but that would have taken time, and you hadn't seen the trailer yet. Yeah, I would have been delayed even longer in watching the trailer. So appreciate you guys that were in the side chat. Love seeing you guys in there talking it up. I wish I could keep up with it more. I gotta remind myself. Oh, take a look at the chat because I got so much other shit going on that I'm trying to deal with. But love having you guys in the chat. Appreciate everybody that watches and supports the show and supports all of the other shows in the Cantina family. So we'll knock this one off. I'm gonna go watch the Mandalorian trailer some more, and we'll catch you guys next time. Till then, live life and have fun out there. Peace.